So, Natalie, I'd love to have you start us off today by sharing how has a knowledge building approach transformed the teaching and learning in your classroom?
Hello, and thank you, Robin, so much for having me here today. So, I do teach fifth grade at a dual language school. So, half of the day we learn in English, and the other half of the day we learn in Spanish. And we just recently started learning with Red Thread curriculum a year ago, and I personally saw a major growth in our students, and in particular, their motivation and interest in reading lengthy texts. For example, before implementing the Red Thread curriculum, students would be interested in a topic, but lose interest over time. And those essential questions were not really applicable to their lived experiences. And so they may be able to answer the question today, but a few weeks later, it wasn't as impactful for them. However, with Red Thread, students were so excited to answer these essential questions, and the conversations were very deep and meaningful. And those conversations extended beyond the classroom, and they would have meaningful conversations with their parents. And I had beautiful conversations with parents as well, with things that they shared with them about what they were learning in class. So I I I personally saw this growth in how children were just excited to read chapter books as opposed to the year before. It was not the same motivation. So I'm really grateful that we had this curriculum to guide us in these conversations, that children just really opened up because they felt seen, they felt heard. They were using the academic vocabulary in a way that was so empowering for them.
That's so exciting to hear, Natalie. You talked a lot about just really seeing a shift in it, how students engaged with learning in your classroom. Do you have a specific example or moment that really stands out to you?
Yes, so in Unit 4, we actually read a historical fiction novel, and the essential question was, or one of the essential questions was, how do people find courage to resist oppression? And the students were, just so excited to read the book. And it was all across levels of wherever students were at on the reading journey. And, you know, I had students that were just, they wanted to keep reading. Like it would be the end of the lesson, and they were like, I just want to know. And these essential questions were so powerful because I can apply the same questions while we're learning history and Espanol. And so students were able to use the academic vocabulary in a way where they can express themselves and how it's applicable to their life or other people's lives as we're learning history. So those were just beautiful conversations that we had.
And what book was that, Natalie, that you're
That was
referring
the
to?
Freewater
Oh, wow.
novel written by Amina Luckman Dawson.
That's such a great book. Yes, I love that one.